chance to Spalding picking up Dermot Burton.
Well, interesting start there. We'll see what happens. But here's the opening bounce. Lawrence tried to get it down to Platt, then gets a hurry kick himself down towards the half-forward line. Dyson couldn't take it. Dyson now wearing the number 23 Guernsey, and it is Tingay who scoots across centre wing. Still going. Gets a kick up towards Melbourne's 50-metre line. Lyon asks the question. And it is a Hawthorn ball across half-back. Gary Lyon coming back into the Melbourne side after an enforced one-week layoff. This is Chris Langford. Low kick, not a good one. Straight to Tingay. He may get another chance to propel the Demons up towards their forward line. Fisted down towards Bennett. Couldn't take it. Does have support through Obst. Now a chance for Viney. In towards full forward. But enough taken by Collins in defence. Brings it out wide to Pritchard. He's got a chance to run, but elects to go short. Hudson slips. He'll have time to recover. And does. Back to Pritchard. He's almost down the centre wing. Hawthorn go up towards half forward. All in front. Good mark. Plays on to Jarman. Ominous signs here. It's Gary Ayres out in front. Takes the mark.
It's terrific play by Hawthorn, but bad defence there by Cuthbertson. Better known as a forward in the Melbourne side, but he's obviously picking up Tony Hall. There's a pass from Jarman. Eventually ending up with Gary Ayres, but the play I was worried about was Cuthbertson trying to mark from behind.
Ayres with Peter Road on the mark. Good looking kick and a great start for the Hawks. Gary Ayres, their vice captain, kicks their first.
Well, it's not a bad forward line set up either for the Hawthorn side. Gary Ayres playing at full forward. Here's the mark of Tony Hall's in front, the one where Cuthbertson tried to outmark him from behind. He got on quickly to Jarman, and a very good lead there from Gary Ayres playing at full forward.
Centre bounce. Steins and Lawrence. Lawrence the big fist.
It's on behind play between Spalding and Burton. They're having a real ding-dong.
Here's Gary Lyon towards the pump. Andrew Collins, it is on at half forward too, and there it is, and that is ugly.
Well, they started at the first bounce when Spalding and Burton clashed, and there's the emergency umpire in watching proceedings, but it got very ugly there. A couple of players really came in and threw themselves around.
Brett Lovett's lost his Guernsey. Paul Deers there. The ball is down on the half-forward line for Melbourne. Lawrence versus Bennett. Lawrence taps at the ground. Here's Glenn Lovett. Gets in a hand pass. Todd Viney. Hawthorn players coming at him from everywhere. Bennett. Four Hawthorn players came at him. The ball on the half-forward line. And, there's a bit of feeling out there. This is going to be a great game, Bernie.
Well, it's terrific to see, isn't it? Both sides really realise the importance of the match.
Hawthorn currently lying 6th. Melbourne 7th. Bennett. Jenke couldn't take it. Scooped out the back door. The Hawthorn defence pretty tight at the moment. Hudson a chance. Again forced to recover, but he does so well. Gets it wide at a Jarman on centre wing. He pumps it up towards Hall. Got a big two of them. Steins comes over the top. Can't take the mark. Yates at the back. Quick kick towards Tingay. He's on centre wing. Third possession in the opening couple of minutes for Tingay. Up towards half forward. And this time Bennett. A good solid one grab mark.
It looks like he's centre half forward, Sandy.
Kick is not a good one. Drifted across the face of goal. Allen ripped off the football. He didn't have it, said the umpire. So he plays on at half back. Collins kick. Hudson again. Another poor kick. Jenke does well. Lovely kick, but just nipping in time to take the mark was Earl's ball.
Spalding across the face. Jay Viney to the half-back line. It's a wobbly kick. Jarman looks in pretty good touch. Look at the skill of Jarman. Oh, well done. Oh, look at that. Jarman going again. Will he kick a goal from 55? He goes short. Oh, what brilliant ball by Jarman to Pritchard.
Terrific skills, wasn't it, Pete, to watch the skills of this man. He just completely bamboozled the Demons defenders. We see him get around Cuthbertson there, around another player very easily, and then a very good delivery of the ball also. Pritchard on the end of the pass.
Darren Pritchard from 35 metres for Hawthorn's second goal of the game. A good start, it'll be if he kicks it. He kicks a goal. He drifts it slightly to the right. And he has missed a bad miss from there. So 1-1 the Hawks. Melbourne yet to score. A fast and furious opening.
Pressure opening.
Yes, don't forget they're kicking with the breeze too, so they need to make the most of this quarter, Hawthorn as well.
As Gerard Healy estimated it between 2 and 3 goals as Road brings it back into play, looking for Steins. Waiting down in front was Viney. Gets a hurried kick. This is Jay Viney. Opportunity now for Ishaw. His left foot kick along the ground towards line. William Langford. Umpire lets play go on. Ishaw went over the top once again. Look at those Hawthorn defenders pounce upon him. Chris Mew, one of the last up. But it's on the Melbourne 50-metre line. The Demons trying to stop the slide. Bennett got the tap. Obst almost in front. Shot it off the ground. In fact, he did see that. So the grand man, Michael Tuck. Straight over the top to Collins. It could be dangerous. Taps it on towards Jenky, who overruns it. Picked up by Lyons. Stabs beautifully into the forward line. Djokovic takes the lead.
Yes, well, Melbourne have lined up with Djokovic at full forward. Darren Bennett playing centre-half forward. Gary Lyons playing across that forward line, forward pocket or on the flank. He's well up the ground anyway, as you would expect with the breeze as it is. Fatal mistake there by Michael Tuck.
An important kick for Djokovic. From 50 metres, and it's drifted right across the face. It's gone into the pocket. It'll be a Melbourne free kick. Viney will take it in the right forward pocket.
Yes, obviously free kick there, Sandy, against Steve Lawrence. Viney really should have held the mark in the first place, but Lawrence just cannoning into the back of Todd Viney. And an obvious free kick there, but you could see how the breeze really dragged the ball across from the kick of Djokovic.
Viney now, 20 metres out, tight angle. Pretty good looking kick. Todd Viney gets Melbourne's first, and an important one too, into the breeze. They trail by behind.
Not much thought going into Steve Lawrence's tackle there, as we see that the free kick again. Hawthorn defenders really didn't position themselves very well because the breeze was forcing the ball over to that side of the ground, and the only player there was Todd Viney. Djokovic was kicking from about 50 metres out and would have had trouble making the distance anyway.
Hawthorn by 1 point. Lawrence probably have to make up for a silly free kick he gave away for a goal. That'll be a bounce. Steins, 100 games today. Jimmy Steins. A great player for Melbourne. There's Lawrence, the big fish. Raritan looking for the hand pass. He's found Jenky. Jenky hooking it back, looking for Hall. Oh, the bounce over the back. There's racing after it with Road. Road heads for the line. And puts it over. Good defensive play by Peter Rowe. Ball at half forward for Hawthorn. Paul Gear does the ruck work for Hawthorn on that half forward line. They used his body well then, Gear. Taken away by Steins, still got it. Hudson tried to chip in, grabbed by Yates. Yates to the half back line. Lawrence sets himself, couldn't take it. Platten shuffles it out. Melbourne working hard. So is Tuck. And Tuck gets a free kick at half forward for the Hawks.
Melbourne not too happy about that first tackle on Stephen Clark. I thought it might have been a free kick in the back against Michael Tuck initially.
Michael Tuck goes to the 50-metre line. Hall the fly. Can't complete the mark. Hurried kick by Lovett. Goes back towards centre wing. Collins is there for the Hawks. Paddles it forward towards Anderson. Overcame a fitness test to take his place in the side. Obst at the bottom of the pack. Out the back door to Michael Tuck. Handball is better to Lawrence. Kick is not a good one. Through Ben Allen. Anderson may get a chance. Shrugs the tackle. will go onto the left foot. Tumbles it forward. And defensively hammered over the line for one behind. Good, tight opening. Hawthorn are 1-2. Melbourne, one straight goal. Rod Brinter, Ricky Jackson. Cuthbertson to the outer side. Jenkins takes the mark, virtually uncontested. Ignores Lawrence. He wants to go longer. Ray Jenke from 65 metres. Lovely kick into the square. A fine mark taken by Gary Ayres.
It's twice, Sandy, that Cuthbertson's been behind and has gone for the mark. And surprisingly, he's on the back line. I know he had a couple of quiet games. We have a look at this again. Gary is in front of the Melbourne defenders. He comes over the top there, and there's Cuthbertson caught behind. A very poor effort by the Melbourne defence in allowing Ayres to mark in front.
He goes for his second goal. I think he's kicked it. Gary Ayres has Hawthorn's 2 goals. They lead 2-2 to Melbourne's 1 straight.
Well, Gary Ayres, surprise packet. He's been moved to full forward in a lot of matches and done very well. See this mark in replay again. Peter Rowe just caught out of position a little bit, and Cuthbertson from behind. Not a great effort to spoil that ball, and gee, John Northey will be worried about the Melbourne defenders at the moment.
Hawks by 8 points. 2 goals to Hawthorn, kicked by Gary Ayres. Their great back pocket player. There's Lawrence versus Stein. Stein's a quick kick to the half-forward line. Chris Mew tries to trap it. Oh, that's a free kick to Hawthorn from the back.
He's a master of getting those free kicks, Michael Tucker. He just positions his body over the ball and waits for a player to cannon into the back of him.
Has been a magnificent player for Hawthorn for well over 400 games. What a great effort. Here's Durbin Brown. Uncontested. John Northey won't like that. He can go wide to Anderson. The short one is there, and Hudson also. Paul Hudson chips in. He had 2 options then. That's bad defensive play by Melbourne. Hudson should be able to make the distance from here. Normally a pretty good kick. And a couple of outstanding games. He kicked 9 in 1 game out here. Paul Hudson, can he kick the Hawks third from directly in front? 45 metres, he steers that one a little bit to the left. And 1 behind. So Hawthorn move on to 2-3. Melbourne on 1 goal. And there's Alan Joyce up the back. John Hook, the team manager at the front. And it didn't look good for Melbourne there, though, the number of Hawthorn players on their own.
Peter Rowe brings it back into play. Paul Deere in from the side. Got a hand, but that was all. Viney gets it across to Lovett. Another one to Tingo. Melbourne to half-forward. Vance Collins. With him is Clark. It's a Melbourne free kick to go the way of Gary Lyon.
I think the mark was played there, Sandy. A good effort by Gary Lyon in front.
Again, stabs in towards Djakovic. Good mark. Djakovic kicked only 1 goal in a couple of matches. Admittedly, they were tough games. But he's made a fairly positive start this time, Bert.
Well, obviously he has plenty of ability because he's kicked 60 goals in 10 matches in the Melbourne reserves. Very solidly built customer. He can kick a goal, both sides of the body. He's a very skilled player.
He's looking for his first today. Look at that ball sit up in the breeze. Another behind. 1-1.
That's how tough it is kicking from that side of the ground, though, Sandy. You saw how it held up. That wind is fairly strong across there.
So Langford will bring it back into play. Now in the veteran class at Hawthorn. Look at that. With the assistance of that breeze, Stein's got a hand to it. Jarman wants to sneak away. Platt's at the bottom and has got the free kick. They love to move it on quickly. Jenke towards half-forward. Too far for Paul Deere. Waiting down is Yates. Ducked his head. Brown comes in over the top. Hudson waits. The umpire allowed play goes on. Brown caught that too high.
Not only has he got the free kick, he's hurt Graham Yates when he applied that tackle to... well, there's a player down behind play there.
There's the kick. And some silly stuff going on out there at the moment, Bernie.
Well, there's a lot of players looking for the man rather than watching the flight of the ball.
I've never seen a game start off with so much feeling. There's so much at stake in this game, of course, isn't there?
They're not too happy with Joe Viney. I think he was a player involved when that Hawthorn player hit the deck.
Well, here's Hudson. missed one already. He hasn't missed that one. So the Hawks kick clear, 3-3 to 1-1, and Jay Viney being spoken to by the umpire.
Well, here's a tackle from Burton on... Gee. And Graham Yates still in the hands of the train as well. It was very obvious what happened there. A very nasty incident. As you can see, blood streaming from Graham Yates' face. And, well, you saw it for yourself.
Back to the centre, 3-3 plays 1-1. Players charging in after it. Here's Jenky. Hawthorn will take it away again. Michael Tuck to the half-forward line. Tony Hall in front. Ripped off the ball. Yates in after it. Loses it to Hudson. Hudson kicks a goal. Oh, to the back. Another one in the Ulster. It is. So Paul Hudson's kicked his second. And Hawthorn stood clear. 4-3 to 1-1.
2 goals to Hudson and 2 goals to Gary Ayres on the forward line. There's plenty of options on the forward line with Burton, Ayres, Paul Deere and centre half forward across the half forward line. Tony Hall back in this side is a big loss when he's out injured. Hawthorn winning the ball out of the middle there and driving into the forward line continuously.
The Hawks making a change, Cooper. But we're back in the centre. 2 quick goals to Hawthorn. See them shoot clear. Lawrence over the ball. Steins over Lawrence.
I see Rhodes playing on Brereton at the moment.
Yes, and Spalding back at full-back playing on Gary Ayres.
Still virtually in the middle. Anderson claim. Hudson to Platten is good football. From 55 metres over the top goes Platten. And there's another one for the Hawks. Well, they're running hot at the moment. 5-3 plays 1-1.
Well, because they're getting the ball out of the middle of the ground, Sandy. And they have the players there playing with confidence at the moment. They're all running in numbers. There's a punch there from Lawrence. Anderson tackled, but he was able to knock the ball on. They had the players there in support, namely Hudson one, and Platten running past the second one. And what a good kick for goal that was from just outside the 50-metre line. A 55-metre kick on the left boot.
John Northey, a worried man. Shane Zander on his right, left of screen. 5-3 plays 1-1. Who'll get it out this time? Centre bounce, vitally important. Well, Todd Viney goes to ground. He's got the free kick in the centre of the ground. Viney. And we must remember Hawthorn are kicking with the aid of a 2 or 3 goal breeze. They're working hard at the centre bounces, Hawthorn. Viney, a wobbly kick to the half-forward line. Over the back. It was Langford. Oh, his football was at New. It was New. Ripped off the ball. The advantage being paid as Ben Allen kicks it to Brereton. He's in good form, Dermot. Brereton, a hand pass over the top. They're off and running again. Anderson, the short one. Gary Ayres. Oh, bad pass. Straight to Spalding. Spalding kicks to the... Oh!
That's a free kick against Gary Ayres to be played upfield. Some really spiteful incidents in this opening.
Gary Lyon to centre wing. Michael Tuck pushed out of it. Free kick to Tuck. And Melbourne giving a run. A lot of undisciplined free kicks.
Yes, that's for sure. But Michael Tuck, an expert at positioning his body.
And Bernie, his 4th free kick for the quarter. Brereton the meat in the sandwich. Steins runs straight at the ball. Picks it up now. Goes up towards the half-forward line. Muir's at the back for the Hawks. Defensively to the boundary line. And a throw-in to take place on Melbourne's left half-forward flank. Let's go down to the boundary line now. Paul Cooper, what's his problem, Gerard?
Well, he's got a nasty cut on the left knee, and he's gone up to get that stitch, but I'm pretty sure that that's not his only problem. I wouldn't be surprised to see if he jarred that as well.
Bennett doing the ruck work. Taps it down. All players pouncing on top of it. Lyon was there, punched away by Mew. Here's Platten. Good play off the ground. The brilliant skills of Jarman. Oh, he gets lucky as he got rid of it. On to Jenky. Still down Jarman. Jenky 3 bounces. Will he go again? No, he kicks it on the left foot. The leading Gary Ayres. Oh, the players charging in after him. This is a great game of football. Brett Lovett. Tingay. Eichel. Melbourne from centre wing. They need a goal. Eichel to the half-forward line. And a strong attempt down there for the Hawks as the players pouncing on top of it. Mew gets his boot to it. It's a wobbly one. To the half-forward line. Clark. Todd Viney. The short one is on, and there's Jakovic. Can't mark it. It's a let off for Hawthorn. Was coming away
Chris Langford kicks long up towards the left half-forward flank. Hall caught behind. Cuthbertson in front. Eichel uses Tingo. Got one a little high, but goes on with the business straight away. The holding on is ignored by the umpire. Anderson play. Tingo asks the question, and he's not alone. Andrew Obst not overly impressed. Just on 8 minutes remaining in this first quarter. Lovett's high kick. Heads towards the boundary line and bounces over on the full. So a good first quarter by Hawthorn. 5-3 plays at 1-1. They lead as Whitman kicks towards centre wing. And in front is Glenn Lovett. On the defensive side of centre. Good strong mark taken by Bennett. That's the second one this quarter. Playing well out. He's at half forward. Steins.
Yeah, it's a free kick on the mark, Sandy. Jimmy Steins put his body in front there. And he definitely deserved that. Interfered with.
Going short again. Not trying to get the distance even though kicking from 50 metres. But Langford showing great confidence. Kicks beautifully to Hudson. They're on the run again, the Hawks. Paul Hudson across centre wing, chips towards Pritchard. Wants someone going past. He's got Jarman who can get up towards the 50-metre line. Anderson was there, but he couldn't take the mark. He's quick to recover, Anderson. Almost pushed in the back. The umpire says play on. And eventually, it was the whistle to the lips and decides upon a bounce. What did you think, Bernie?
Well, I thought Anderson could have taken the mark in the first place, Sandy. It wasn't a great attempt to take that mark. Good play by Darren Jarman, spotting Anderson running down the ground, but not a great attempt at marking.
Half forward for Hawthorn. Brett Lovett. Centre wing. Jarman racing back with the flight. That was a courageous mark. He's in brilliant form. And look at the skills. Out to Tony Hall. Two former South Australians combining. Hall gets onto the right foot. Brings it up to Anderson. Will he mark it this time? He will. 35 metres from goal directly.
Just breaking away a bit, Dean Anderson. When the Hawthorn break out of defence, Anderson, the running type player who gets down very quickly into the forward line and creates a loose man.
Not taking a lot of time about this kick. He's directly in front. He stabs at it. Goal up by doesn't move. 6 goals on the board to Hawthorn. So the Hawks looking clear. 6-3 to Melbourne. 1-1.
It's a brilliant start by Hawthorn and making the most of the advantage of playing with the breeze. There's Dean Anderson, the running player. He was under some sort of cloud with a hamstring problem. He missed last week, but into the side. And now Hawthorn have kicked 5 in 11 minutes. They've completely dominated the game.
Hawthorn leads by 32 points, but they're kicking with a slight breeze. Stein's kick is wide to the outer side. Whitman leads in the race. Goes on to the left foot, kicking down towards the left half-forward flank. And that one is out on the foot. So Gary Lyon is covering plenty of territory. Goes up the wing again. He's looking for Bennett. Muir's with him, and he just hammers it over the line. The lead, Bernie, is 32 points, but the breeze certainly isn't worth that.
No, they've played much better, Sandy, haven't they? They've put their body in front, they've won the ball out of the centre, and they've got their players on the forward line who have been able to convert.
Whitman gains 15 metres.
I think it will be very difficult to kick goals to the end that Melbourne are kicking, which is left of screen.
Todd Viney having the one goal at that end so far in the match. Platten, pressure on tuck, back to Platten. Was he held?
He dropped it, I reckon, Sandy. Yep, he just made no attempt whatsoever to get rid of it.
Eichel takes the free kick. Up towards centre wing. Too many at home for Melbourne on that occasion. Lawrence. He's 22 years of age, 200 centimetres. Kicks up over the centre once again to a congested half-forward line. Brereton Does well. Down towards Ayres. Brett Lovett in front, but he's claimed. He shrugs the tackle. He does well. Gets it across to Yates, who has recovered. Graham Yates kick back towards centre wing. Oh! Big fly was by Lawrence. Steins, it is, however, who comes away with it. Nowhere to go, so he goes wide to Gary Lyon. Lyon tried to centre it. Tuck. Does well to Whitman. Short kick, but it's stolen by Obbs. Perhaps an opening here for Bennett. With him is Jarman, however. Does well. What a start he's having. And look at this, he's opened up Barnes. 70 metres out to go, over the top to Paul Deere. He'll have to be quick. Good interception by Yates. And the Demons out of trouble again.
Jarman has been absolutely brilliant. The ball on centre wing. Ben Allen with Dyson pushing and shoving. Two Melbourne players there. Oh, they've slipped over though. This allows Collins. The grab at Andrew Collins to half forward. Dean Anderson should have marked that. Grabbed by Pritchard. They've got loose men everywhere here. Pritchard taps it under Hutton. Hutton kicks a goal. It's another one over for the Hawks. No, he's missed. It's missed to the right. Very close. A let off there for Melbourne. 6-4 Hawthorn. Melbourne 1-1.
Magnificent team play by Melbourne. The way they're combining and running, they're all running as a unit into that forward line and creating many options.
Spalding in the back pocket, going very wide. Jenke eyes only for the ball, and it's over the line.
What about that play by Jarman at half-back then, Bernie?
He was in the hands of the trainers after that too, Peter. After he delivered that ball, he was collected by a Melbourne player.
Lawrence and Steins. Past Jenke it goes. Pritchard, like lightning. Oh, they're looking very dangerous. Hudson from 50. Drifts it right across the face and just sneaks it in from behind. So, just on 2 minutes remaining. 41 plays 7. So it's a matter now of catch-up football for Melbourne. After a wild and woolly opening, Hawks have maintained the pressure. Good mark taken by Obst. Towards centre wing. He's looking for Todd Viney, but Collins is there. Does the shepherding work for Michael Tuck. Kicks beautifully into the centre, and the mark is taken by Ben Allen. On he goes to Jarman again. He sets the machine in motion. Hudson from 48 metres, directly in front. And he's missed. Well, they've had, luckily for Melbourne, perhaps because they have had a number of chances. There's 6-6. 12 scoring shots to 2.
Yeah, Hudson already with 11 disposals, 7 kicks, 4 handballs and 6 marks.
Estimated attendance, 30,000 people here today. As we see the mark taken by Flintoff at half-back, but they're under a lot of pressure. Melbourne. Hawthorn, brilliant display so far. Flintoff to the half-back line. And, oh, that was good disciplined players. It's still in play. Oh, Pritchard brings it up in front of goal. It's a free kick. Oh, going back to Pritchard, or is it up the ground?
That'll be surely up the field that after he got rid of the ball. Is it out of bounds?
The umpires aren't sure what's going on here. It's a free kick.
It's going back.
It's going back.
Why wouldn't that be played at the field goal?
I thought he must have kicked it and was dumped after he kicked it, but still, here's Pritchard from 60 metres, setting it up in front of goal for someone to take a big mark. Paul Deere, can't mark. Oh, there's a chance for Hawthorn again. They swoop in top with Hudson to Allen. Allen can't get in his hand pass. Here's a quick kick on the left foot by Deere, across the face and over the line.
The other thing, Pete, when the ball was taken back there and the free kick given to Pritchard, the mark had been taken by Gary Ayres. So Hawthorn really were disadvantaged by taking the ball back there and awarding the free kick.
Well, it's 12 shots to 2. That's indicative of how well Hawthorn have played. Here's Brereton over the back trying to grab it. Cuthbertson tries to get his boot. Should take it to the line here. He doesn't do so. It's still close to the line. It'll be a bounce with the time clock showing 10 seconds of play left in this quarter.
Free kick.
Free kick, so there won't be another score. The siren about to go. Free kick to Cuthbertson. And there's the siren to end the brilliant first quarter by Hawthorn. 6-6-42. They lead Melbourne 1-1-7.
Quarter. Hawthorn leads 6-6 to 1-1. The D's need a big quarter with the breeze. Tuck gets it out wide towards Anderson. pedals towards Platten, but intercepted nicely by Jenky off to Lawrence. Oh, and he lopes through the centre. Floats it towards the 50-metre line. Road comes over the top of Brereton, but waiting down in front is Paul Deere. He may get a shot from 50 metres. He does. The left foot in towards full forward. And the mark taken by Spalding on the last line of defence. Earl Spalding swings it round towards Tingay. Viney going past. This is Todd Viney. Towards centre wing. Steins having to make ground, but he's not quick enough. And grand play by Chris Whitman. Heads towards Hudson territory. He takes the mark.
That was brilliant play by Whitman to read that. He beat 3 Melbourne players. Hudson's hurt. Now he's going towards the half-forward line. Brereton will come at the back. Charges in after. Hawthorn players coming from everywhere. Strong tackle. And the ball will be... They're holding the ball. Against Hawthorn.
It's Hawthorn.
Oh, what?
I didn't see that one.
Well, Dermot Brereton cannot believe it because the Melbourne players under on the top of the ball. But still... been paid. Road, centre wing, Lawrence at the back. Bennett taps it on. Whitman goes in after it. He's poleaxed. Out it comes to the Melbourne player in Glenn Lovett to the half-forward line. Madigan at the back. A bit of holding going on. Collins back after it. Jakovic. Well done by Jakovic. Hand pass to Aishow. Swings onto the left foot. Gives a hand pass instead. Goal to Melbourne. Good play by the Demons. 2-1, Trail Hawthorn, 6-6.
It's just a start they needed, Melbourne. They're not out of this game by a long shot, even though Hawthorn completely dominated that first quarter, because the breeze is a big factor in this match. You can see how the ball just carries on and on there into the Melbourne forward line. Good take there by Jakovic. He spun out of it nicely. He got the handball to Aishow. And Aishow around a couple of Hawthorn defenders and made sure of that goal by giving it to Gary Lyon.
So it's just the start the Demons wanted in this second quarter. Centre bounce once again. 13 plays 42. Hawthorn leading. Stein went a little early but still got it. Down looking for Obst. With him is Tuck wearing him like a glove. Wide to Whitman. Hurried kick towards half forward. Brereton caught behind but was clever enough to push the ball down. All Melbourne, however. Drifting up towards Obst once more. Goes inside looking for Aishow. Bennett does the shepherding. Aishow under pressure. Just about loses it. Gets it out to Obst. Inside 50 metres. Coming out to meet it is Jakovic. Still outside 50. Centering kick for Lyon. A little too far. Doesn't matter. He's got Jimmy at the back. 100 gamer Jimmy Stein. Two quick goals and the D's are back in town. 3-1. Play 6-6.
Yes, as I said, Sandy, a big factor this breeze. A very strong breeze to the end Melbourne are kicking this term. A good play by Jakovic, just getting away there from Chris Langford, who played on Gary Lyon in that first term. He's been switched on to Jakovic when Paul Cooper was taken from the ground. This has made it a lot easier also for Gary Lyon.
Hawthorn by 23 points, but the Demons making a real charge as Yates comes through the middle. Melbourne go forward again. Lyon versus Madigan, and Lyon is marked. 55 metres.
Well, that was a big loss, Cooper going from the ground. They've got to reshuffle their defence, Hawthorn.
Gary Lyon, a beautiful long drop punt. It's up in the goal square. Jakovic at the back. He's marked. Great mark. He is not a tall player, Jakovic, but a good, strong mark at the back of the pack.
Yes, in fact, Jakovic, any player who can kick 60 goals in 10 matches, which Jakovic has done in the reserves, that's a great mark to Jakovic, but poor defence again. Hawthorn defenders this time not going for the punch.
Jakovic kicks. Oh, he's hooked it slightly. I think he's missed. Oh, that is a bad miss from there. That could be costly in the terms of this game. And the Melbourne players, a couple of the Melbourne players up there. You can see little Brent Heaver, who in his first AFL game kicked 5 goals at the MCG.
Langford, straight down the middle. 3 Hawthorn players there. They could have just about raffled it, but the hand pass goes astray. Yates missed it, however. So too did Ben Allen. Jarman in there working hard. Gets out a beautiful hand pass to Anderson. Grand play up towards centre wing. Diving mark to Allen. Deer. Paul Deer to half forward. Tingay couldn't complete the mark. Viney brings it away. Up towards the right half forward flank. Michael Tuck. Taken out of it. Glenn Lovett says, where is it? And he's claimed by Collins.
Well, just far too slow there. Glenn Lovett in picking up that ball allowed Andy Collins, the second highest tackler in the competition, to come in and put on a very good tackle and force the ball out of bounds.
Throw in on centre wing. Todd Viney loses it. Jarman sized up the situation, got it to Pritchard. Lawrence claimed too slow. Pritchard again tries to scoop it out the back door. Road gets a hurry kick, but straight to Whitman, who's just forward of centre wing.
50 metres, Sandy. That's against Simon Oshoff. We're just hanging on a little bit too long there and wasting time. He wouldn't allow Chris Whitman to go back. He held him up far too long. And now Whitman will be kicking from about the 50-metre line. Still too far out to score.
We'll see what he can do. Just inside 50. Goes for distance, and look at that ball swinging away to the right. Out of bounds on the foot.
Darren Cuthbertson putting it back into play. Beautiful kick to the half-back line. Hudson couldn't take it. Melbourne players race after it, and over the line it goes. Ball at half forward for Hawthorn. Great start to the second quarter by Melbourne after they were blitzed in the first, but they're kicking with the breeze. Lawrence versus Steins. Lawrence got front position. That was good play. It's tapped on towards Platten. Excellent play. Field of Michael Tuck. Can he kick a goal? He runs to 45 metres, hooks it back. Ayres using his strength. Oh, was that a mark? I think it is. Mark for Gary Ayres with strength on scoring. 2 goals he's kicked. And this will be a difficult one.
There's a mark again. A bit of pushing and shoving there. They had their arms tangled together, both Sporting and Ayres. Kicking right into the face of the breeze now, Gary Ayres.
This is from 10 metres, but a very, very difficult kick right into the face. As Bernie said, kicks across the face, or is it a goal? It's a goal! Gary Ayres has kicked 3 and full forward. Hawthorn 7-6 lead, Melbourne 3-2.
Well, that steadied the ship as far as Hawthorn's concerned. Look at that mark again. The ball just holding up there with Michael Tuck kicking on the left foot, and Gary Ayres in the better position as the ball was dropping into the breeze, and that's a very good kick at goal. Important goal for Hawthorn in the second term, with Gary Ayres doing well at full forward.
7-6 plays 3-2. Gary Ayres 3 marks, 3 kicks, 3 goals. Centre bounce. Jarman pumps Hawthorn down towards the half forward line. Yates a diving attempt. Beautiful tap on to Hudson. He's inside 50. It's still a long way out to this end, but he's gone. The Hawks are playing.
Oh, that was terrific team play, Sandy. 2 quick goals to Hawthorn. They're now leading by 34 points as we have a look at this in replay. Look at this tap on here. There's Jarman, who's had a tremendous game in the centre. But Tony Hall here gets a tap down to Paul Hudson. And what skills. Hudson on the left foot, just inside the 50-metre line, about 45 metres out. And that really split the middle. Fantastic kick for goal.
Ricky Jackson on the ground for Melbourne. He'll add pace to that forward line. Simon Clark off. Stephen Clark, I should say. Todd Viney punches it to half forward. Waiting for it was Whitman. Whitman to Lawrence. Lawrence to Jarman. Danger here for Melbourne because the brilliant Jarman's got it. Look at that kick. Paul couldn't mark it. Over the back is Hudson. Oh, bad hand pass by Hudson. Straight to Brett Lovett. Here's Chris New. Oh, well done by New. Beautifully trapped. He's looking for Darren Jarman. Taken away by Viney. Viney to the half-forward line. He's found Glenn Lovett. Lovett on the left foot. Gary Lyon versus Madigan. Madigan at the back. Pumps it away. Ricky Jackson versus Andrew Collins. That's a free kick to Collins. And he's a little bit unlucky. He didn't get that one. He was crushed into the ground. Let's have a look again. See if that should be a free. Oh, come on.
Yep, well, I'm 100% with you, Pete.
Throw in Lawrence and Bennett. Platten tries to tap it forward. Lyon waiting down in front. Card shrug, the Madigan tackle. Bennett, quick hand pass away towards Flintoff. He's under pressure, loses it. Whitman. Jarman. He's been the link man, and he's done a superb job from the middle. Look at him go. Jarman up over the centre. Goes short. Was looking for Paul Deere. Close to the boundary line, however, that kick from Darren Cuthbertson.
But Darren Jarman has just got amazing skills. He's got he can do things that other players just can't do with that balking, Sandy.
He's already had 15 disposals, 10 kicks and 5 handballs, and every one just about hits the target, his own teammate.
Any wonder Hawthorn were very keen to get him. Say no more. Inside 50 now for Melbourne. Jakovic comes steaming out. Looks for the free kick. Doesn't get it. Bennett. Not a good kick. Viney stands his ground, but doing it even better.
The umpire hasn't played that mark, Sandy, but just for courage alone, I think he should have been paid. I reckon it was about 9.5 metres.
It wasn't the distance, but it was absolute courage. Look at that. Eyes on the ball, Bernie. However, it's not paid. Steins trying to get it to line. Jackson ridden into the ground. And we'll find ourselves with another bounce. Well, 16 minutes left in this second quarter. Melbourne have added a couple. Hawthorn have added a couple. So really, Melbourne haven't made use or proper use yet of this breeze. Mew across to Tuck. Michael Tuck towards half-back. Cuthbertson over the top. Then Allen in front. And another throw-in.
Rins has come on. He's picked up Tony Hall. Cuthbertson looks as if he may be playing further up the ground, maybe on the wing.
Lawrence. Taps it further afield to Obbs. Grabbed by Lawrence again. That was good play by the big ruckman. Oh, great mark. Good mark by Jay Viney. He's in the centre of the ground. Beautiful kick. 60-metre kick to the forward line. Langford, thumps it down. Here's danger. Ricky Jackson hooks a goal. And Jackson's put it through. So Ricky Jackson just on the ground has kicked his first. Melbourne 4-2, trail Hawthorn 8-6.
Ricky Jackson, the type Melbourne really needs in that forward line, a very quick rover who reads it well off the pack. Very handy around goal. Probably not a true rover, more a forward pocket rover. But that's his bread and butter, Ricky Jackson's. Snapped it up off the pack and a very good quick kick at goal.
Plays 8-6. 28 points the margin, favouring the Hawks. Just under 15 minutes remaining. Second quarter. From the middle, Anderson and Obst, neither could take it. It's socket off the ground, down towards the half-forward line. Viney pushes it wide. Brett Lovett trying to do it soccer style, loses it. Here to Pritchard on the Platten. Long and low towards Hudson, who's very quick to recover. Beautiful play by Paul Hudson. His hand pass goes into the pocket. There was holding on there. Ben Allen will take a free kick. Definite holding.
Yeah, the hand pass wasn't all that good from Hudson, but it was put out in front of Ben Allen, and we can see there the holding on Allen. And as Sandy said, an obvious free kick.
But you wouldn't like to be kicking from that pocket, would you, Bernie?
Very tough, this kick from Ben Allen.
Well, Gary Ayres booted one from there. Oh, don't tell me so has Ben Allen. Doesn't get do no wrong. 9-6 plays 4-2.
Well, that's the difference between the two sides. When Hawthorn get it up on the forward line, they've made the most of their opportunities. One from Gary Ayres, a very tight shot at goal. This one from Ben Allen. And we also saw that running goal on the left foot from Paul Hudson. Up the other end, Jakovic had that good mark in the goal square and missed from about 10 metres out.
It was a vital miss, wasn't it? Steins versus Lawrence. Lawrence actually doing fairly well, and he got that one too to Jenke. Oh, good play by Jenke, crashing his way through. Taken away by Cuthbertson to the wide open spaces. Andrew Collins versus Ricky Jackson. Bit of pace there between the two. Oh, free kick to Collins.
No,
He was dragged off the ball, not paid by the umpire, and the mark is down there with Bennett. How could he miss that? Bennett from 70 metres. Look at this kick by Bennett. Gary Lyon, and it's a mark to Djakovic. But how could the umpire miss that through the top?
Yes, well, it was an obvious free kick, but I agree with that.
Mark Djakovic.
Good mark to Djakovic and good play by Bennett. He thumped that one in from about 65 metres out.
Alan Djakovic from directly in front. Kicks and goals. So Djakovic has kicked his first. 5-2 Melbourne. Hawthorn 9-6.
May have been a fortunate goal, as we said. It looked as if Ricky Jackson really grabbed hold of Andrew Collins and threw him to the ground, or maybe he definitely had hold of his Guernsey. I don't know whether he actually threw him in the end or whether Andrew Collins fell. But here we see Bennett, who hasn't had a great influence on the game. He kicked it quickly and long and direct into that square, and a good mark to Djakovic.
Alan Djakovic scores his first. It'll be a confidence booster. John Selb on the phone, and a former skipper, Greg Healy, who really has made a remarkable recovery from that knee operation. He jogged 5 kilometres this morning. Jarman to the half-forward line. In front, Barrett, straight onto Platt. They normally have the ability, the uncanny ability, to reply to any thrust. Will this be the case this time? Tingay leaves it for Viney. Both Viney boys representing the Demons today. Glenn Lovett still on the defensive side of centre. Goes up towards half forward, and Madigan not punching.
Yeah, you're right, Sandy, and it's a fatal mistake against Gary Lyon.
Lyon almost becoming entwined in Ray Jenkins. But he kicks long, the skipper. Djakovic, did he push out? Yes. And he's not out. Melbourne fans are, but not Alan Djakovic. Langford to Lawrence. A little chip finds Ben Allen on the half-back flank. And that is not a good kick. Out of bounds on centre line. He's looking for Brown.
Peter Rowe. He's got the job on the Hawthorn champ. Now he's gone short. He's found Todd Viney. The next couple of goals very vital in this game. Viney to the half-forward line. Madigan at the back. He's pushing and shoving. He should be punching. Here's the brilliant Jarman. He's got Platten backing him up. Platten to the half-forward line. Beautiful pass. He's found Pritchard. Now that could be 15. No, I think he staged it a bit, Darren Pritchard. Pritchard to half-forward. Pumped away by the Demons. Anderson, as he grabbed high. Dean Anderson smothered magnificently by Grinter. That was great play by Grinter to Steins. Jimmy Steins looking for Grinter. Anderson's after him. Clever play by Grinter. They go back in after it. Shuffles it further afield. Brett Lovett, his own man got him in the back.
And he's got a free kick.
His own man jumped into his back. He got the free kick.
Oh, well, that's how much the umpires know about it.
Let's have a look. Oh, no.
Oh, gee.
Well, Brett Lovett's gone to the half-forward line. That's a strong mark taken by Jenkins.
Yeah, terrific mark, Jenkins. Doing well across that half-back line for Hawthorn.
Ray Jenkins. Short to Lawrence. Pulls it in with the one hand. It's a short kick up towards centre wing. Brereton takes the mark. Hasn't had a major influence on this match to date, Dermot. Goes to the right half-forward flank. They've got the numbers there, but Flintoff is in front of Platt. And it goes over the line.
Time clock under the 10 minutes now. They'd need a couple more goals, Melbourne, really, wouldn't they?
Yep, 5-9. And they do have the breeze. And one wouldn't imagine that it will abate. Steins. Platten at the bottom. Road asks the question. Flintoff picks himself up. .8 points is the margin. Cuthbertson working hard. He lost it. Jarman. Extraordinary skills this young man has. Bundled over the line by Jim Steins.
What about between he and his brother, there's a little bit of skill.
Yeah, they're great players, and he's been used a lot on the forward line, but today he's really made Melbourne pay with his skill in the centre of the ground.
Paul Deere and Steins. Now Allen, Cuthbertson, Anderson. It's the hand pass away. Love it. Jarman beautifully out to Hudson, who's well claimed. Lovely tackle. Back to Jarman again. Short kick. Road. Brereton. Yates.
It was too high. He must have been paid for against Graham.
He's off and he's caught Jarman. Well tackled. So too is Allen. Now Platten. The Demons throwing everything at Hawthorn. Back to Paul Deere. Short pass. And a good one taken by Jenky. He'll have a shot. 30 metres out. He's stuck away for a goal. Jenky gets his first. And Hawthorn roll on. 10-6 plays 5-2.
They've been able, very importantly, to kick 4 goals in this term against the Breeze. Melbourne only having 4 goals also for this term, but some tremendous tackling in this passage of play by both sides. Initially Hawthorn and then Melbourne applying the tackles. And Hawthorn, the players with the ability to run and back up. That's a good goal to Jenky.
A vital goal to Ray Jenky takes Hawthorn on to 10-6, Melbourne 5-2. Lawrence versus Steins. It's been a very, very good battle. Here's Platten coming in after it. He waited for it. Now it's Hudson. Loses it. Quick hand pass was by Eichhold. Out it comes. Andrew Collins will try and race it away. Awesome strong work there. It's given against Jarman to Jackson. Jackson to the half-forward line was clever play. Glenn Lovett. Now he can make the distance. Oh, he went the play on. Glenn Lovett. Kicks it goal. He hooks it. That's a bad kick because he's kicked it behind with the time clock ticking down to 7.5 minutes of play left in this second quarter.
The Demons not making the most of their opportunities in front of goal. Whilst Hawthorn into the breeze trying to make every post a winner. 4 goals, as Peter said, into the breeze today. Langford. Steins taps down to Tingo. Goes long, spiralling a punt towards goal. It's a very cool bounce.
Was that lucky, wasn't it?
5-4. Plays 10-6.
What a kick there from Tingay. 55 metres on the left boot. And got the leg break. He required the off break.
Dean Anderson having a spell. Was under a cloud coming into this game. Chris Langford again to the outer side. Fisted down by Bennett. Eichhold attempted to apply the tackle. Tucks at the bottom ball. That with Gary Lyon and Todd Viney.
Isn't he a marble tuck?
Birthday this week. Still on the 50-metre line. Jarman, however, takes it away again, and he combines with Platten up towards the centre wing. Brereton in front of Rowe. Gets a kick up towards half forward. Look at the wind pull that ball up. Platten leaves it now. Johnston.
Yeah, he's on the ground. He replaced Anderson. So Dean Anderson having a rest on the bench.
Michael Johnston, one of the Hawks newcomers, and here's a man who has had a good game. Paul Hudson goes on with it into the square. Clever football because Tony Hall drifted down there by himself and will now have a shot almost directly in front and only 20 metres out.
Well, good play by Hudson. He moved the ball on quickly there. Rod Brinter's man, Tony Hall, all alone.
Hall. Let's go. Tony Hall gets his first. Well, Hawthorn have now kicked almost as many goals into the breeze, Bernie, as they did with it.
It's a great performance by Hawthorn this term. As we watch this in replay, but there's so many players on that forward line capable of scoring goals. We see Gary Ayres' 3, Tony Hall kicking his first goal. Paul Hudson has been tremendous. He's kicked 3 goals, 1 in this term. Many options on that Hawthorn forward line.
The Hawks doing it well. Melbourne badly need a couple of quick goals in this term. Centre of the ground, Cuthbertson. A long kick to Bennett. Bennett smothered it well. Whitman was there. Players lying on top of the ball. This will be a bounce. And the ball at half forward from Melbourne. But with just over 5 minutes of play left in the second quarter, Hawthorn will have the breeze in the third, so Melbourne really need 2 or 3 quick goals to be in this match. Here's Jarman, been sensational. Brereton, cleverly done, tries to tap it on to Pritchard. Pritchard back to Brereton. He's got it, hooks it towards half forward, one-on-one. Paul Deere. Oh, went with the flight of the ball. Tony Hall taps it on. Cuthbertson, the chip pass. Out wide, 2 Melbourne players. Glenn Lovett's one. Jay Viney's the other. Glenn Lovett will receive from Viney. Lovett looks for Jakovic. He kicks long. Langford versus Jakovic. Lyon chips across the front. Punched away by Langford. In goes Lyon. Taps it down in front of players. Come in on O'Shoal. Taken away by Langford. That's great play by the Hawks. And Langford kicks it wide. He's found his man in Jarman again.
He's got Ben Allen loose on the outer wing. Allen now away for the Hawks. Towards the 50-metre line. Paul Deere and Brett Lovett. Deere in front. And he sees it over the line. Simon O'Shoal. In the hands of the trainers for a moment, but appears to be okay. Just on 4 minutes remaining. A very good quarter by Hawthorn into the breeze. Steins and Paul Deere. Viney at the back. Lovett in front. Steins again, the big man works hard, but it was stolen by Pritchard. Cuthbertson gets a hurried kick back towards centre wing. Whitman tried to read it. O'Shoal, who was in the hands of the trainers, couldn't take it. Lawrence, tap on, but Jackson intercepts. Claimed by Platt, who's all over him. Lyon over the top once more, but Jarman, who's having a boom game. Ben Allen on centre wing.
That's great disposal by Jarman. He hasn't wasted a touch.
So a magnificent game. Brereton. Things looking a little ominous. Oh, big fly by Spaulding, but he couldn't take the mark. Looking a little ominous for Melbourne.
Hawthorn's tackling and pressure is just a little bit too much, Bernie.
Well, this was the quarter they needed to do something, Melbourne. They've only been able to score 4 goals for the term, and Hawthorn have kicked 5 against the breeze.
Deere used the body, but then couldn't take the ball. Johnston to Hall. High kick, going to be close to the boundary line this way. Now there's a free kick. Going away at the Hawthorn side to be taken by Paul Deere.
He marked it anyway.
So, well, the Hawthorn boys have made light work of goals in this very difficult pocket. What will Paul Deere do? He's a left footer, may suit him even more. But he puts it out in front, and Steins takes the mark.
Just over 2 minutes of play left. Oh, he's kicked it straight into Brereton. Flintoff. Peter Road. Tom Viney. Now, Viney can run. He kicks it in a one-on-one contest again. Ryan versus Madigan. Here's Chris Mew at the back versus Bennett. Mew. Oh, cleverly done. That was experience. Jarman again. Whitman cleverly. Lawrence. Look at the backing up of the Hawthorn players. That is magnificent. Andrew Collins kicks it to the half-forward line.
Yes.
Good mark to Hall. Oh, they're on fire. They're all doing well. Tony Hall looking for someone to kick it to. Pritchard waits for it. The ball punched away from him, but he goes into tackle, socket off the ground. Brereton back with the flight of the ball is marked 30 metres from goal.
Well, sometimes luck plays a big part in this game of Aussie rules, but the Hawthorn side have been prepared to run and back up and do all the hard things, and consequently they've paid the dividends and they've reaped the rewards, as we saw that lucky kick off the ground.
Johnston.
Johnston was the player, and easy chest mark to Brereton.
Brereton kicks a goal and slings it right through the middle. So, Dermot Brereton has kicked his first and Hawthorn kick clear. 12-6, Melbourne 5-4.
It's another 6-goal turn by Hawthorn. This could be the match-winning quarter for them. As far as they're concerned, Melbourne really needed to do something in the second quarter. As we see the rather lucky kick off the ground by Johnson. And Dermot Brereton kicking his first goal. But Hawthorn doing everything right. They've had the players prepared to run, do the tackling, the backing up, and they've got the numbers at the ball.
Brinter and Hall picture inside the last minute of the first half. From the centre bounce, Whitman can't take it away. Pushed clear out in front of Glenn Lovett and Jackson. The two combined beautifully. They want one just before the siren. Viney, a chip towards Djakovic. Can't get there and gets a cool bounce. Langford does remarkably well. Very good work by the key defender for Hawthorn as he got it off to Madigan, who saw it safely over the line. Bennett doing the ruck work, wins it with the right hand. Flintoff, Bennett again. His hand pass goes astray. Tuck, couple of taps, stolen by Viney. Pushed forward towards Ishall, but there's the siren. It's half-time here at VFL Park. Hawthorn, 12-6-78, throwing down the challenge to Melbourne. 5-4-34 as Rod Brinter and Tony Hall continue their close association of the second quarter. But a fine first half. Hawthorn doing well with the breeze in the first quarter, but doing even better in the second. Their main contributors, Ayres has 3 and Hudson has 3. So repeating half-time scores, Hawthorn 12-6-78, Melbourne 5-4-34. Well, Melbourne have made plenty of changes to try and get back into this game. And this is their last chance because the Hawks have the breeze. They kick 6 into it. Mew pulls it up towards centre wing. Yates first to recover. Kicks up towards the half-forward line. Still outside 50. Mew over the top once again. Comes wide to Jackson. Centering kick. Ishall's his target. With him is Jarman, who had a sensational first half. Langford comes bursting out of defence. Gives it across to Jenky. Go back and get it, Raymond. And he does. Shrugs the tackle. Gives it off to Lawrence. The big man moves well. Short passes to Platten. Forward of centre now. Platten onto the left foot. Looks for and finds Hudson. He's quick too. Very quick. Look at that. Tony Hall will have a shot.
Well, so many options coming into that forward line. It was Hudson or Hall. Hudson took the mark. Rodney Grinter didn't know whether to go with Hudson or to go back on Hall. He was caught between the two players there. Just a weight of numbers catching Melbourne out.
Tony Hall has 1 goal to his credit. That was kicked in the second quarter. It's behind a drop punt. And that's just the start Melbourne didn't want, just the start Hawthorn did. 2 goals to Tony Hall, and it's a tough job now, Brent.
Very tough now, especially in this term. Hawthorn can really bury Melbourne in this quarter if they play as well as they did in that first half. 6 goals in the first quarter, 6 goals in the second. So many players in this forward line, but the way they've played today, they've really gone back to the old Hawthorn style of all running in numbers, moving the ball into the forward line, and terrific options on that forward line.
Let's go down to the boundary line. News from Gerard Healy.
Yes, well, Melbourne was an unusual occurrence. They started the game at half-time with only 17 men on the ground because it looks like Earl Sporting was late getting down. We saw a bit of a panic there, and it ended up with Kevin Dyson running onto the ground. So going to be tough for them if they only keep 17 men on the ground.
Well, that is doing it the hard way. They have it down in the forward line. Jackson at the bottom. Collins with him. Whitman gets a hand pass over the top. Platten. Collins going past. Ishall stops him and is tackled hard by Jarman, who's not impressed by the decision.
Well, it'll be interesting to have another look. Let's have a look.
Well, they're saying he ducked his head, but I don't think he did duck his head there.
No, free kick.
In towards the square. Big pack of players, and it's a mark to Bennett.
Well, a terrific mark by Darren Bennett. He's kicked 43 goals for the season. He's been a bit quiet the last couple of weeks. The last 4 weeks, in fact, he's only kicked 10 goals in Melbourne's 4 losses. And this is a certain goal to Melbourne.
And a much-needed one. his first. And Melbourne, their sixth. 6-4 plays 13-6.
Darren Bennett playing at centre half forward today. As we look at this mark in replay, Eishold earning that free kick long into the forward line. A terrific mark there from Bennett going back with the flight of the ball. A very tall player, and he can kick the ball a mile once he gets onto it.
Very handy that one into the breeze after a great mark by Bennett. You need more of them. Steins versus Lawrence. Eishold. That's what they've got to do. Get it out of the centre, Melbourne. To half forward. Ricky Jackson with pace. Eishold. Splits away. Long hand pass. Looking for Yates. Yates on the left foot kicks. And puts it out of bounds on the ball.
It was always going to be difficult, that kick from Graham Yates. A long hand pass from Eishold may not have been the best option.
Ben Allen, you saw a shot of Earl Spalding on the boundary line a moment ago. Chris Mew should mark this, and he does. Very experienced player, Chris Mew. Now he's got a loose man out wide in Pritchard, who ducks back to take the mark at centre wing. Darren Pritchard, he's going short too. He's found Johnny Platten, who's really starting to come into this game. Platten to half forward, Brereton using the body. Over the back, he had no backup support. Cuthbertson to the wide open spaces. Jenkie's been a good player. He's got Tingday to beat. Tingday handballs it away, and Jenkie lets it roll across the line. So it'll be a throw in at half forward for the Hawks on the outer side of the ground.
I think Gary Lyons playing as a loose man in defence, where he may have gone back and picked up Dermot Brereton, with Cuthbertson picking up Hudson.
Paul Deere versus Steins. Here's Brett Lovett, cleverly done. He's looking for the hand pass to try and get a bit of running going here. Jay Viney. Top Viney. Pinched it was by Anderson. Anderson to the full forward line. The players race after it. 3 and 4 players. Socket up the ground by Rowe. Ben Allen. Trapped it well. Will it bounce for him? No, it won't. And the ball rolls over the line. On the opposite side of the ground, still at half forward.
Andrew Robson, a little bit of trouble behind play. Looks like he may have copped a cork thigh.
Deere and Cuthbertson. Still with Cuthbertson. Spoons it out to Obst. And gets away with it. Pritchard. Anderson. Too slow. Obst again. Wider to Yates. He's on centre wing. Flicks it high with the left foot. Mew comes over the top. Can't complete the mark, but he scoops it out. Tuck's kick, partly smothered. A chance for Glenn Lovett. Long kick up to the forward line. Jakovic held.
Oh, I think he dropped the ball there. That's a good decision by the umpire. Jakovic had possession of it and let it go. You can complain, I agree with the umpire 100%.
Right. Tony Hall. On the outer side. You've been very quiet, Pete. Tony Hall goes to centre wing and finds Pritchard.
I think Billy was right.
That's a change for you to agree, Pete.
Kicks up towards half forward. Brereton gets rid of line. Then pushes around his body to a vacant half forward zone. Ben Allen comes steaming through. So too does Ayres. A handball over the top. He was hoping to be a little straighter and find Hudson. Line claim to Flintoff under pressure, but gets it away to Yates. Still on half back. They're under great pressure. Steins, a little bit of time. Has a look up towards centre wing and finds Glenn Lovett.
They're working a lot harder though, Melbourne. Lovett on centre wing, and they have to half forward. A pack of players. Bennett flies, doesn't hold it. Oh!
No, you're right, Pete. I agree. You shouldn't have been paid that mark. You didn't try that long enough, Bennett.
Well, don't tell me that was a mark. That's a mark.
Here's the replay. One grab, definitely no mark. Should have been play on.
Honestly, there's Bennett with a full forward line. It's punched the ground. Collins working hard as he normally does. The tuck. To half forward. Over the back is Cuthbertson. Hudson after him. Hudson had 2 to beat. Oh, it's going to come to Platten. Oh, is that a free kick to Platten? No. Play on calls the umpire. Darren Pritchard dodging and weaving. Kicks to the pocket. He's got Tony Hall. Hall is marked. Now Ayres has one out. If he kicks it now, he chips it short. Oh, bad kick, Tony Hall.
Andrew Ops off the ground. I said he had a caught fire, and it looks like it could be a bit of a worry to Ops as he's limped off rather gingerly with Earl Sporting back on the ground.
Well, this is Todd Viney, received from Road. Lawrence in front. Over the back is Steins. Jackson up the full forward. The race is on. Andrew Collins. He's got it. Oh, ridden into the ground. Is that a free kick? Yes. Free kick to Andrew Collins at half-back.
Gets straight on with the business. Has Langford out wide. Deer lurking across the centre, but he goes longer. Tony Hall in from the side. Couldn't quite pull it in. Brett Lovett waits down. Sweeps it wide into Graham Yates. Spalding does the shepherding work for him. Up towards the 50-metre line. Glenn Lovett is off. Kicks in towards goal. Which way will it bounce? Collins. Taken out of it. Opportunity for Jackson, but he's given away the free kick.
Well, I think that was a rather fortunate free kick also, Sandy. A little bit lucky there, Andrew Collins. I thought good pressure applied by Ricky Jackson.
Collins looking for Mew. Behind him is Bennett, who hammers it over the line. Let's go down to the boundary line. We saw Ops come off the ground. Jared, what's his problem?
Well, it was perfectly spotted by Bernie Quinlan there, Sandy. He's come straight off, and they're now applying the ice to his right quadricep, and it's basically a plain corky.
Doctor. Throw in. The back high shoulder. Claimed by Madigan. Todd Viney. He's got to pull it back round his body, and he can't. Out of bounds on the foot.
The Hawthorn players are off and running. Oh, that was good play by Hawthorn. Poor kick though. Madigan shepherded off the ball. Tingay, oh, look at the tackle by Jarman. Good play. Madigan. Hudson. Oh, cleverly done to Anderson. That was brilliant play. Oh, so you've got to bring it back and play a free kick out. I know
It's on behind play.
It is on behind the play back on the half-forward line. Here's Gary Lyon. Brett Lovett. Lovett, the centre of the ground. Dyson, hardly been sighted. Half-forward is Jecky. Oh, too slow, Ray Jecky. No vision there as he's brought down from behind. Gets it out. Yates, look at the pressure being applied. There's a free kick. No. Play on, the umpire calls Whitman in after it. He's dragged down. Clayton in after it. Good umpiring, didn't know to let it go.
This is some of the best tackling you're ever likely to see from both these sides. It's a real credit to Hawthorn and Melbourne, the way they have applied themselves. They've backed up. They've one after the other. They've lined up to apply the tackles.
And Melbourne are really having a dip now, aren't they?
They've got a chance here through Tingay. Onto the left foot he goes, floating, rolling, kick down to the forward line. Jackson in the pocket. Got to beat two of them. Oh, and he does so, does he? Whistle is set. It's out of bounds. Ricky Jackson certainly won't agree with it.
Oh, the boundary umpire was a long way behind there too, so
He was.
I don't know whether that ball was out, you know.
No, I thought it was very good play by Jackson. The umpire was at
Was
least
it out there when he held position?
very difficult to tell, but the umpire was a long way behind.
Well, the bottom line is a throw in the left forward pocket for Melbourne. Bennett, a flick over the back. He's working hard, Darren Bennett. Todd Viney has had one snap, not successful. Oh, he rolls that to the post. Chris Mew also has his problems, Jared, does he not?
Yes, he does, I'm afraid, Sandy. He's limped off and has a repeat strain of his right hamstring, and he's also sitting on the bench with ice applied.
So this match starting to have telling effects on both teams.
I tell you what, those hamstring injuries are so hard to shake off once you start having trouble with it.
Eichel this quarter has been very good against Jarman.
Shut him out completely, hasn't
Yes,
he?
he has.
Jackson couldn't take the mark. Jakovic was there as well. Tuck pulled off the ball and asked the question. It's socket off the ground. It's out of bounds on the full. Steins again. Well, he's celebrating his 100th game, but it's not the most joyous day for him.
In fact, Jarman this quarter hasn't had a possession, Sandy. And Eichel doing very well. He's playing a lot tighter. and giving Melbourne plenty of drive into the forward line.
Lawrence front spot. Dyson swings it round his body, now wearing the jumper originally worn by Spencer. Viney. High and long to the half-forward line. Two Hawthorn players flew for that. Collins and Langford both at the bottom. Andy Collins tentatively asks the question and is ignored.
Well, it's a good contest now. Hawthorn well on top in their first half, but Melbourne coming out after half-time really having a dip at them. There's Jackson going to ground. He's caught with the ball. They could be holding it. Oh, not played.
Yeah, a bit lucky, Ricky Jackson. Good tackle applied by Andrew Collins. Not much effort to get rid of that, Ricky.
A bounce. Forward pocket for Melbourne. Lawrence versus Bennett. And again, the players racing on top of it. Jarman tries to soccer it off the ground. Now they get it away, and it is Spalding who is marked. Oh, he's 60 metres from goal. Swings onto the left foot. Smothered beautifully by Pritchard. Lacks a fortune because Cuthbertson was there. He kicks it to the pocket. And the mark has been taken by Viney. They're doing a lot of the attacking, Melbourne. Not scoring any goals. Todd Viney brings it up in front. Drops short. Oh, good bounce. Tapped over the top. There's a chance for Langford. He should take it through. And he elects to take it over the line instead. So it'll be a throw-in forward pocket for Melbourne.
He's a real miser. Not even going to give away a behind. And they hold a very handy 13-goal 6-6-5 advantage. Jackson has been busy since coming onto the ground. To Styles. Poor little flat-footed, but he gets a long kick in towards goal. This is going to bounce through. For a much-needed goal for the Demons. Jim Stynes has kicked his second. He kicked one in the second quarter. Melbourne is 7-5. Hawthorn to 13-6.
Terrific stuff by Jakovic in the square, just keeping Chris Langford out of the contest. Ricky Jackson has been very busy since he came onto the ground as a forward pocket rover. Terrific skills here by Jimmy Stynes on the left boot, but Jakovic did very well to keep Langford from touching that ball as it went over the line.
All of a sudden, Melbourne sneaking their way back into it. Stynes tries to crash his way through the middle. Hawthorn players run into each other. Loose one, kicked off the ground. Glenn Lovett receives from Spalding. One-on-one. Jakovic Langford. Oh, well done, Chris Langford. That was just sheer strength. Chris Langford, a 60-metre kick. Michael Tuck should mark, and he does it half back. What a beautiful kick that was. And was that against Viney? 50? No. He's got something in the face. Now, there's loose men everywhere for Hawthorn. This is Steve Lawrence. He should kick long. Oh, he's trying to be a bit fancy here, but he gets away with it. Long kick to the half-forward line. Brereton pumped away. It's all Hawthorn. Paul Deere punches to the space. Ayres working hard. Still going in after it is. He's got Paul Deere to tap it on. Allen. Oh, well played. Jay Viney. Stynes. And Melbourne are up and running. Jimmy Stynes having a good quarter. Brings it to the half-forward line. Collins will come to the back and uncontested marks.
Andy Collins, a little chip towards Pritchard. Called out at the last minute by Anderson. To half-forward, Hall flew too early. Platten held. Advantage paid. Pritchard from 45 metres drifts it off to the right. So Melbourne have outscored Hawthorn so far this quarter.
They've really lifted their work rate. There's Chris Mew and Paul Cooper on the bench.
It's 2-1 in fact Melbourne this term, and only 1-1 Hawthorn. So they've really struggled to get that ball onto the forward line.
Road, a floating kick, finds Eichhold. Off to Grinter. Rod Grinter goes in towards the centre. Finds Dyson. Oh, they're going the long way home. Tingay, Bennett, Jarman throws it out the back door. Did he not, Bernie?
Yes, definitely, Sandy. A throw there.
Tuck and Spalding alone. Ball to ground once. What are you going to do? Goes into the centre. There's a nest of demons there. Lovett finally goes long. We're looking for Jakovic. He's got a bit of toe. Gets away from Langford. Kicks in towards goal. Was pushed after he took the kick and will take another kick. So Melbourne really lifting their work rate in this quarter. coming home with the breeze, but they want to be a little closer than they are at the moment.
Well, this is an important kick for Melbourne. If Djakovic pops this one through, it could just give Melbourne the lift they need. They've absolutely dominated proceedings so far in this third term. A fairly tight angle, but he's only kicking from about 25 to 30 metres out, Djakovic.
Kick from the right footer. Coming back, but not enough. So a frustrating miss for Melbourne. They moved to 7-6. Hawthorn a 13-7.
Yes, they've had all the play in their forward line. It's hardly been down Hawthorn's end, but they're really not making that much of an impression. There's Steve O'Dwyer, who's out injured this week. He'd love to be out there against the Hawks. Beautiful kick by Langford to the half-back line, thumped on by Madigan. Jarman is there. Had a very quiet quarter. He's brilliant in the first half. He socked that one off the ground and over the line at centre wing. Next goal, vitally important. It's most important for Melbourne that they score the next one and not allow Hawthorn to get it, because 7 or 8 goals down at three-quarter time will be very difficult to win it from there. Now, that was Lawrence, who went straight to Flintoff, though. Steins trying to grab it, and so he's a very mobile big man, Steins. It's Cuthbertson caught, was caught high. Umpire paying the advantage to Cuthbertson towards half-forward. Jackson versus Collins. Collins punches it away. Good defensive play to tuck the half-forward, and he's found a man in Anderson. Hawthorn are off and running. Anderson to Brereton. Brereton will try and thump it on. Hall is there also. Well, lots of fortune. It landed in the hands of Lyon, and on it goes to Dyson. Melbourne are off and running.
Dyson gets it to Spalding. He shrugs the tackle, but he goes to ground. Spins out of trouble eventually. Gives it to Dyson. Up to half-forward. Viney held. Ooh. Birdie.
Well, that's another one of those, Sandy. The question being, did Todd Viney take actual possession of the ball? If he did take possession of the ball, it was a good tackle from Ben Allen.
To the centre of the ground. Dyson caught. Spalding wants to get out of trouble. Does so with a hand pass to Steins. Little left foot chip. Going very wide. Cuthbertson will be first to it. Gets clear. But his kick is a poor one. Marked safely by Ben Allen.
Oh.
He goes into the centre. Jarman. Clever, so quick. On to Deer, who can run to the 50-metre line and shoot the goal. Let's go now. Steadying kick, and has hit the post. Plays 7-6, under 7 minutes remaining. Road takes it from the kick out, but a beautiful smother. Here's an opportunity for Johnston to push it in towards goal once more. He's off to another behind.
There's poor kick out there from Grinter. Really put pressure on Road. There's another shot.
He's done another one. Now put pressure on Lovett. Ayres comes through. Can't take it. Lyon tidies up. Gives it back to Grinter, who goes short, looking for Cuthbertson, but Hudson intercepted. Cuthbertson tunnel balls it out the back door. Viney soccers towards the boundary line. Yates sees it out.
Clinton works hard, doesn't he?
Yes.
Half forward for the Hawks. Lawrence takes front position, thumps it over the back. Brereton in hard after it, grabs it, taps it on. Jinky, further afield. That's a throw. They don't get that one. And that will go against Ben Allen, will go to Gary Lyon. Melbourne working very, very hard in this quarter. Lyon looking for someone to move, kicks it to the half-forward line. Whitman at the back. Good mark taken by Steins.
He's lifted this turn. Jimmy Steins has played very well this third quarter.
Has he ever? Steins. The half-forward line, out they come, and a good mark at the back taken by Jarman. Jarman, the short one. He's got loose men everywhere. One of them was Tony Hall. Hall plays on to Madigan. Madigan races down the centre of the ground, kicks long. Gary Ayres, one out with Peter Road. Who'll win out? Let's thump to the line and over in that forward pocket for the Hawks.
Just on 5 minutes remaining. Obst. Stones, a dearly loved win in his 100th game. Jay Viney, short kick, Dyson. Recovers well and gets the hand pass off to Yates. Hurried left foot kick going towards Glenn Lovett, who marks under great pressure. Off to Jackson, who really added some bite when he came onto the ground. Goes to Brett Lovett on the outer side of the ground, who'll want Djakovic. Come a long way out. Gone onto a tight angle. Centering kick was looking for Arshol, but Jahaman. He makes it look so easy, Peter, doesn't he?
He's class.
Gives it to Tuck, who goes to Pritchard on the outer side of the ground.
Platten is off and running, and he marks, getting away from Flintoff. Platten, Hudson. Oh, they use the ball beautifully, Hawthorn, don't they? This is Hudson. He's kicking it back to the centre to Collins. Will it sit for him? It does, but he had a play of the boot. This is Dean Anderson. Breaks the tackle, kicks to half forward. Tony Hall. Oh, what a courageous mark by Hall. Running back with the fly.
That was terrific courage by Tony Hall.
Jenky marks. Ray Jenky is probably the best kick in the team, actually. He's marked from 30 metres directly in front.
Yes, Jenky's already kicked one goal. That coming in the second quarter. But good to see the centreman, Darren Jarman, getting back into that last line of defence, working hard at both ends of the ground.
Ray Jenky has had a couple of fine seasons for Hawthorn, but what a mark by Tony Hall a moment ago. If he hadn't suffered that knee injury, could have been anything. Dead set champion. Ray Jenky stabs, hooks it slightly, and I think he might have missed. He has. So a bad miss by Jenky. 3 minutes to go. 13-10 plays 7-6. Is going to take a big last quarter from Melbourne.
Peter Road brings it back into play. They've kicked only 1-4, Hawthorn, this quarter. Paul Deere down in front, Flintoff. Does it well to Cuthbertson. His kick is not a good one. Picked up by Ben Allen and pumped back into the Hawthorn forward line once more. Johnston on the boundary line. What can you do here, my boy? Short, clever kick. Very clever play.
Yes, that's using the brain, isn't it, Sandy? Great to see the young player only playing his second game. Michael Johnson stuck hard against the boundary line there. Didn't worry about the goals, just look for a centering kick.
And he's found Brereton just 10 metres out. Not a difficult angle, and he goals. So Hawthorn get a steadier after Melbourne really have worked so hard in this quarter. Again, they've opened up a 7-goal plus break.
Well, that was terrific play, as I said, by the youngster, but poor defensive kick again coming from Melbourne from the boot of Cuthbertson. And a quick kick into the forward line coming from Ben Allen, and there we see that play again. Heady play there by the youngster, Michael Johnson, looking for Dermot Brereton.
There's the Hawthorn champ who kicked that goal after great play by the youngster, Michael Johnston. And that's exactly what Melbourne didn't need, because they've battled their hearts out all quarter to try and get back into it, and they really haven't made much impression on the scoreboard. 14-10 to 7-6. Spalding doing the ruck work, taps at the ground. Todd Viney boots it to the half-forward line. Out comes Djakovic. Jenky beat him to it. Good play by Ray Jenky. Punches it back on the defensive side. Langford should force it forward. He does. Then gives it back to Madigan. Further afield it comes to Lawrence. Oh, clever play by Big Lawrence. To the half-forward line. Brett Lovett marks.
Lovett holding up another Hawthorn charge. Goes to the half-forward line. Madigan went far too early. Yates tries to flick wide to accommodate Todd Viney. He may run out of room. No, he keeps it in play. Finding Flintoff. Goes up towards the 50-metre line. Tuck in late. Collins a hard worker. Always a hard worker. Floating kick, but there's three demons there. Jimmy Steins was in the middle of them when he took the mark. Brett Lovett is under pressure. Jay Viney. A high kick back towards the 50-metre line once more. Lawrence came in from the side. Flintoff waits down. Ran into Bennett with a short kick. And we'll finish up with a bounce. So inside the last minute of this third quarter. And although Melbourne will have the breeze in the last quarter, you can see the margin there, some 46 points at the moment. But Aishold may make it less. His kick slews across the face of goal. Djakovic leads Langford, who gives him a tiny little nudge. Djakovic again. Working well. Gets around. Has a shot at goal. Good looking kick by Djakovic. And a much needed goal for Melbourne. That is Alan Djakovic's second goal. He kicked one in the second quarter. The gap is closed just a little.
In fact, Djakovic has kicked 2 goals, 3 for the game. Great skills on either side of his body here. You cannot tell whether he's a right foot or a left footer with Djakovic. Swung around onto that left foot, got rid of Chris Langford out of the contest. And that was an excellent goal.
8-6 plays, 14-10. Seconds ticking away. And another one here, it's certainly helped Melbourne's cause. Bennett, realising time is running out, goes down towards the 50-metre line. Jackson is there. Short little chip, but there's the side. They run out of time, and at three-quarter time, Hawthorn 14-10, 94, leading Melbourne 8-6, 54. Into the final quarter then here at VFL Park. Hawthorn in a commanding position, 14-10 to 8-6. Melbourne have the breeze. Can they come back? Free kick to start the third quarter is going the way of Jarman.
Very dark, isn't it?
Yes. Dark and overcast, Pete. Jarman to half forward. Brereton the target. Fisted over the back. This could be a promising start. Pritchard. Floating kick. One behind.
Behind Sir Darren Pritchard. He could have run a bit there, I think. Pritchard could have got in a lot closer before he had that kick at goal.
Hit a road straight down the centre of the ground. That's good thinking. Oh, good mark by Paul Beer. Well, he's running very close to Aishold. He kicks to half forward. Brereton ran straight at the ball. Brinter to Tingay. Tingay at half back. Goes short. Bennett. Now, did he mark that? He did. That was a good mark. Difficult diving mark. He's taken 8 marks, Darren Bennett. Now he kicks to the centre of the ground. 2 loose men. One of them was Dyson. He goes back to Brett Lovett. Gary Lyon to the half-forward line. Djakovic versus Langford. Djakovic.
He's been good, Djakovic, at full forward. With Darren Bennett playing at centre-half forward. His kicking hasn't been all that good. He's kicked 2 goals, 3. And a couple of opportunities, a couple of easy misses.
This is what they want to start the final quarter. Bernie Quinlan said he's kicked 2. He'll kick from 50 metres with the breeze. And there's the drop punt. A beautiful kick. Great start to the Demons. So, Melbourne creep a little bit closer. 9-6 plays, 14-11.
Djakovic, one player who you cannot tell whether he's a right footer or a left footer. He kicked that fantastic goal on the left foot in the third term, and now we see that kick from 50 metres. He travelled about 60 metres, that kick, in fact, from Alan Djakovic for his third.
9 kicks, 5 marks, and 3 goals to Alan Djakovic. Lawrence up against Styles. And the D's come back. Bounce is not a good one. Pritchard tries to get clear, so too does Viney, that goes over the top looking for Tingo. Platten intercepts. Shoved into the ground, then it's socked towards the wing. Picked up by Jay Viney. Floating kick to half forward, but only as far as Raymond Jenkins. Goes back to Johnston. Brereton. And a free kick to Styles, who since half-time, like many other Melbourne players, has certainly lifted. Centering kick towards half-forward. Bennett was the target, but it's Jarman quickly off to Lawrence. Another one to Hudson, and he's got a bit of room. 2 bounces. Anderson can do any shepherding required. 4 bounces. Over the top he goes. This could result in a goal. The hand
Paul Deere. And ball behind Johnson and just slowed him up there for that fraction.
Yeah, forced him onto the left foot, didn't it? This is Peter Rowe. From a half-back line. Jarman sets himself at the back. Can't take the mark. Flintoff. Steins. Dyson. And the Demons are away. Dyson a terrible kick. Straight to Jenke. Oh, a bad bounce for Jenke. Oh, he did that well. Whitman. Jenke. Collins. Oh, that was beautiful football. Now the loose man has been created. Here's Pritchard. Paul. Gee, they use that ball beautifully, Hawthorn. It's a pleasure to watch. Now the short one is on. Oh, bad pass to Berendon. That was a little bit high. Berendon sprints away. Breaks the tackle. Still going, Dermot. Has a bounce. And has missed. Oh, gee, the crowd lift again. 1 point to Hawthorn.
Not bad luck he missed that. That would have been a sensational goal had he been able to kick that one. He looked like he was running into trouble, but was good enough to just dodge and weave and get his way out of that. Good play here. He gets around Jimmy Steins easily, but then running into trouble. Spalding almost just grabs him as he kicks it.
Jarman from the back. Little step pass, but it's not small enough. Goes to Javine. Kicks high. Cuthbertson on the chest. He's got one for his troubles too. Cuthbertson leading from the face. Glenn Lovett tries to scoop it out. Tingay. Sockers off the ground. Viney off before he had it. Platt tried to go through the pack. Was unsuccessful. Glenn Lovett again. Runs into trouble. The ball spills free and we'll find ourselves with a throw on Melbourne's right half forward flank.
Tony Campbell out through injury. He's always done pretty well against Hawthorn and fullback too. Ball tapped the ground. Here's Simon Eisholt. Punches it in front. Good play by Eisholt. Looking for Jackson. Jackson surrounded by Hawthorn players. Whitman did some good shepherding then. Clayton couldn't get his boot to it. Jackson throws it away. Here's Hudson down in defence. Clever handball. Jenke. Eisholt still at half forward for Melbourne. Getting his boot to it's Glenn Lovett. And Jakovic is marked in the pocket. Jakovic goes short. And it's a mark. That was bad play by Raging.
Well, terrible play there by Hawthorn. It was really a comedy of errors there on the back line, trying to clear it out of defence. Jakovic, as we see, kicking equally as well on his left foot there. A good pass there to Cuthbertson, a centering kick.
Cuthbertson from directly in front. Not a bad looking kick. It's a goal. So that's his first. And maybe they've got a sneaking chance. 10-6 plays 14-12.
Well, it looks as if Cuthbertson's been moved to the forward line as well for this final term. He's a very talented player, in fact, Darren Cuthbertson. Poor play out of the defence by Hawthorn. A lucky kick there by Lovett. Madigan Mark been able to force him over the boundary line. Jakovic thinking quickly, passed it to Cuthbertson. 27 goals for the season.
Melbourne creep a little bit closer. 30 points the margin. Steins couldn't take it. Flintoff kicks smothered. Tries to have another go. So does Steins. Another one here would make it very, very interesting. Jakovic has talent. And he listens.
He's got some skill, Jakovic.
My word. 10-7 plays 14-12. Well, there's 18 and a half minutes to go. A lead of 29 points. Length straight down the middle. Lovely kick into the breeze. Tingay over the back. Not marked. Line. Almost back to the centre. Eisholt. Back to Javine. A hurried kick goes over the head of Jenke. Lands with Glenn Lovett. He's 51 metres out. Goes long. Heading for home. That's the wrong shot. They're having a go. 10-8 plays 14-12.
They're sneaking up there, aren't they?
Yes.
Hawthorn have stopped a little bit since Simon Eisholt, I think that is, down on the ground.
He's right in the centre.
It looks like Eisholt holding his jaw actually. Dangerous play, Langford. Tuck. Whitman. Oh, they got away with it, Hawthorn. Ben Allen. Oh, they got the loose man going now. Jarman. One bounce. Will he go again? Two bounces. And he ran a long way. Chris Dunstall on those leads. And pass over the top. Jay Viney receives from Todd Viney. To half forward. Madigan punches it away. That was good defensive play by Madigan on Bennett.
And it's a bad lead from Bennett, leading that wide to the outer flank. Really direct play down the centre of the ground would have been far better than Simon Eichhold, who was in the hands of the trainers. Well, he knows he's okay.
Half forward for Hawthorn. Madigan. Oh, for Melbourne, I should say. Madigan straight up in the air. Steins then with the flight of the ball. Here's Tingay. Eichhold slips over. Still has his kick. Brings it to the half-forward line. No mark. Good tackle by Collins. In they go after it. This is Whitman. Out the centre wing. Rerivan doesn't look too fit. Rerivan breaks away and kicks long to the half-forward line. 2-on-1. Paul Deere in middle of the pack. Free kick against Deere. Advantage play. Brett Lovett. The half-forward. Madigan. Punched away by Bennett. Collins doing the shepherding was good play. Tuck. Looking for Tony Hall. Hall sprints out after the ball. He's got it. Clever hand pass back. Ben Allen to the half-forward line and he's found Hudson.
And Hawthorn have their problems. It looks like Jarman in the hands of the trainers. This is Anderson. In towards full forward. Rowe gets the hand pass off to Spalding. Another one to Steins. They're out of trouble again. Jarman still in the hands of the trainers. Flintoff a chance at half-back. Kicks up towards the wing. Cuthbertson in front.
Good to see this player on the forward line too, Sandy. Playing on the half-forward flank now, Darren Cuthbertson.
Kick number 14. Jarman remaining out on the ground, but he's certainly not right. Could have tackled then, but Jackson was able to scoot clear. Stab it up towards Glenn Lovett.
Oh, that's a shocking kick. Very lucky. Flintoff. Very lucky. That wasn't meant for Flintoff.
It was meant for Gary Lyon.
But Flintoff is going to have a shot directly in front. But despite the breeze, the distance will still test him. He's going to be kicking from 60 metres. Doesn't quite get onto a torpedo punt. Glenn Lovett can't quite get a snap. Goes to ground with the football. We'll find ourselves on the bounce. Well, while Hawthorn's preventing this barrage of goals, the time clock continues to tick away, Peter.
Forward pocket. There's Madigan tapping it on. Jackson. Caught. Gets in a hand pass. Hudson. Another hand pass. Jarman. Went without it. Players pouncing in on top of the ball. Oh, free kick to Melbourne.
Well, it was a crude tackle there by Johnny Plattman. And Todd Viney, the recipient of the free kick.
Let's have a look at it again.
Very crude tackle. Was the free kick before or after? But there's a definite free kick for over the shoulder or around the neck. He may have been tripped in the first instance.
Well, it's Todd Viney, a vital kick. If he kicks this, they're a chance. Fighting hard, Melbourne. Todd Viney from directly in front. Goal by goes across and says, one goal. So Viney's kicked two. Melbourne charging home, 11-8, 14-12.
And it's Melbourne with all the momentum at the moment. They've kicked 3 goals, 2 in this final quarter. There's a kick from Todd Viney from about 40 metres out. And that's a good goal to Todd Viney. Hawthorn only able to manage 2 behinds for the turn. Todd Viney, one of Melbourne's better players, as we're told all day.
Suddenly the Melbourne fans have come to life, realising their side's in with a chance. 74 plays 96. Steins. Flintoff.
Ayres has been moved to the centre. That's good thinking. They need his strength. Jarman, I think, is full forward.
Well, he was injured in the hands of the trainers, and Gary Ayres, really the ball just wasn't getting down to the full forward area, so he was being wasted down there.
Pritchard tried to soccer off the ground, but it's picked up by Dyson. Up towards line. Can't take it. Madigan in front. Defends stoutly. Gets a kick out wide and gains his club probably 35 metres. Still in play, in fact. Anderson. Over the centre he goes. Ben Allen takes the mark on the outer wing. Sense of urgency suddenly in this Hawthorn outfit. Styles in from the side.
Terrific mark, Jimmy Styles. He's played a great second half.
And that's the sort of inspirational play the Demons need if they're going to get up. Goes back towards centre wing. Lyon flew high. Couldn't take it. Flintoff in from the side. Bunched up on one another and going nowhere. Lawrence picks himself up. Ben Allen picks himself up. The Melbourne fans on the outer side giving their team as much support as they possibly can. We're down to under 12 and a half minutes remaining in this match. Glenn Love at front spot. Well fisted away. Down towards the centre. Pritchard a chance if he can get clear. Just gets his kick in time. Hawthorn inside 50. Platten waiting down in front. Could be dangerous. Oh, beautifully threaded through the pack. Johnny Platten kicks towards goal. That one may stop Melbourne. Grand play, Bernie.
Yeah, terrific there by Johnny Platten. And that could be the sealer as far as Melbourne is concerned. 102 plays 74 at the moment. And Johnny Platten, tremendous skills. The running player, Johnny Platten. Pritchard just tackled by Tingo as he got the kick. And here's Platten. And great evasive skills. That kick from about 40 metres out into the breeze. A vital goal as far as Hawthorn's concerned.
We saw the look of elation on the face of John Platten. 15-12 to 11-8. That could be the steadier. Steins has battled his heart out. Here's Whitman, so is he. Platten caught. Gets in the hand pass. Oh, skill shown there by Hudson. Towards the half-forward line. Players have to wait underneath the ball. And what a courage shown there. Here's Pritchard. Danger here for Melbourne. Pritchard short. A great lead by Jarman, and you cannot stop this man today.
Well, he was injured a moment ago, or a few minutes ago, Jarman. Moved out of the centre. They put Gary Ayres into the centre. And both players involved in that passage of play.
Darren Jarman, 21 kicks, 12 handballs. What a game he's played. This is his first goal. If he kicks it, will it swing back? Oh, started to come back, but not enough. One behind of the Hawks, who lead 15-13 to 11-8. There's Shane Zanta, former champion back pocket player for Melbourne, and he just looks a worried man.
Brett Lovett. From the back pocket, goes towards Dyson. One hand held, couldn't take it. Platten caught. Ball spills free to Todd Viney. Melbourne have got to get a real wriggle on now. Andy Collins, Ricky Jackson. Battle of the small men. Madigan taken out of it by Bennett.
That was a great battle, wasn't it? As you called it, by two of the little men.
So the lights are on out here at the Park Creek too. A very dark and cold evening. Melbourne winter's night, and the lights need to be put on here at AFL Park.
I thought you were going to break into poetry for a minute, Bernie.
From the throw-in. Yates for Jakovic. Can't take it. Langford gets a fist to it. Lyon over the top for Jakovic. May get another chance. Well done by Langford. Kept the pressure on right to the end. Jackson in trouble. Well, they've gone down like 9 pins today.
I saw Dean Anderson limping. He's had hamstring problems.
Line over the top. Jakovic pushes forward. Cuthbertson couldn't take it. Lyon may be able to. No, set upon by Hudson. Does well. Kick towards Spalding. Elected not to mark. Just fist down. Pritchard. And eventually over the line with Cuthbertson.
Ricky Jackson with a shoulder injury by the looks of things. That right shoulder. A lot of trouble behind play.
Half forward for Melbourne. They need goals. They need them very quickly. And umpires pluck the free kick. And they've got Jill for Steins against Lawrence. Jimmy Steins sets it up in front of goal for the high flyers. Langford versus Jakovic. Some pushing and shoving going on there. Kick by Jakovic. And it goes through for a behind. And Jakovic appealing for a free kick. But I thought it was 6 of one, half a dozen of the other then. Let's have a look. Now,
Could have been held there by Chris Lee, but he really
could easily have been paid.
He really wrapped his arms around him in the end.
Well, forwards find it hard to get those in front of goal line, Bernie. Towards the halfback. Oh, there's a break. Now, this will be interesting.
You kick it?
Bennett will kick from 55. He'll make the distance.
Not a problem from here.
And 55, the
near a 60.
Now, what's this kick? He normally ends up with his foot about 6 inches above his head. They've got amazing kicking action. Now, what's this? There's the booming kick by Bennett, but a little bit to the left. He no doubt about the distance. It sailed about 8 metres past the line, so he is a great kick.
But it only brings them one behind, closer.
And the time clock's ticking down to nearly 8 minutes.
I think the bird may well have flown. Langford kicks in beautifully. Styles taken off the pack by Hudson. Got Ayres running with him. So too Tuck. Michael Tuck to Dermot Berry. We've been saying it for a decade with those two at least.
Free kick.
Yep. Interference
by Joe Barney.
The free kick there will be taken by Dean Anderson. The old-timers Michael Tuck and Dermot Berry combining. Maybe not so old Dermot, but Michael Tuck has played a grand game again today. And Dean Anderson out in front on the lead. Grabbed around the face there by Jay Viney.
Michael Tuck, born on the 24th of the 6th month, 1953. So he's going to be having a birthday this week. Across the face of goal. A little bit of jostling. And Grinter will bring it back into play. Oh, we have a throw. Yes, out of bounds, left forward pocket. Straight up in the air. Pritchard and Viney. That was Todd Viney. Scoop wide by Johnston. Finishes with Anderson. Kick in almost to the square. Spalding. Across to Lovett. Melbourne out of trouble once again. Kicks up towards the centre of the ground. Yates beats Ben Allen. Towards Cuthbertson. Bit of a sore nose tonight. Goes up towards the half-forward region. Langford chanced his arm. Eventually the ball went over the line. The first time, so it will be thrown in.
Half-forward for Melbourne. Jinky working hard. Madigan. Whitman. To centre of the ground. Which way will it bounce? Straight to Spalding. Pritchard at the back should go the punch. He does. Pritchard again. He's had a good last quarter, Darren Pritchard. Sweeping hand pass. Hudson been brilliant. And he's looking for someone to give it to. Paul Deere in front. Marks. And the kicking skills of Hawthorn have really been the difference in this game. They really use the ball beautifully. From defence right up to attack. Paul Deere, beautiful kick. Hall is the flyer. Tony Hall has taken a swing.
Well, it was Rodney Grinder's man. Grinder just decided to stay on the ground and watch proceedings. Tony Hall, eyes for the ball only. Here we see Grinder just waiting at the back there. The two players in front, Earl Spalding and Dermot Brereton. And I think Rodney Grinder thought that they would have been contesting there, but gee, you cannot afford to do that. They just allowed Tony Hall to have an unimpeded passage at the ball.
Well, he's very strong overhead too, Hall. He's taken 10 marks and he's going for his third goal. He kicks and puts it through. So the Hawks are home. 16-13 to Melbourne 11-10.
He's a terrific player, Tony Hall. 3 goals for the day. As we have a look at this in replay, you'll see Rodney Grinder at the back there. The two players there. He didn't even try to impede Tony Hall, just allow him to have a clean fly at the ball. Clean pair of hands here, just over the top of Dermot Brereton and Earl Spalding, who are jostling in the front.
So the Hawks making sure of victory here at VFL Park. Tony Hall booting his third. Hawthorn just pushing out a gentle reminder to those sides above them on the ladder. We might be getting on a bit, but we're still around. Eichel, Cuthbertson and Pritchard clash. Michael Tuck, fantastic. On to Johnston. To the 50-metre line they go once more. And once more a good mark taken by Tony Hall. Short. It's come unstuck. Todd Viney. Just a little chip round his body. Let's go down for a medical report on Ricky Jackson. Gerard, what's the situation?
Well, he appears to have strained ligaments in his right shoulder. He's now in the hands of the medical personnel from Melbourne. Sandy, doesn't look like he'll be coming back onto the ground.
They've brought on Obbs, who can hardly walk.
No, Eichel went off also, Pete, so he replaced... Obbs replaced Eichel.
Well, it's a case of the walking wounded, isn't it, at the
I'm
moment?
saying Obbs can still... He's not too fit, really, is he?
No, well, they've got their injury problems. Jackson and Eichel. Eichel copped a heavy knock earlier in this quarter.
Half forward for the Hawthorn side. Steins has battled hard the second half. The Spalding is Johnston. Tries to hook it around. Now that might have been over the line before he kicked that, or else it was touched off the boot. So it'll be a throw-in. Or will it be a kick? No, it's going to be a kick. No, I thought the umpire signal touched. Yes, so the players thought it was a kick. They've all gone back to the wing. And the boundary umpire's going to throw it in. So Jimmy Steins has sort of raced back. He won't get there. No, so they were fooled then. As this is Grinter. Oh, a few ironical cheers then to Grinter. Hasn't Platten played a tremendous game?
Tremendous, Johnny Platten. He runs all day.
Kick short. Paul Deere breaks the tackle. Hand pass. This is Madigan. Will it sit for him? Madigan from 60 metres to the pocket. This will be a mark to Hudson. Hudson's mark 25 metres from goal, 45-degree angle.
Yes, thank you very much to Madigan for that pass.
Hudson, what a performance again by Paul Hudson. He kicks for goal. And he's gone. 4 goals to Hudson. The Hawks 17-13, leading Melbourne 11-10.
Yes, 4 goals, 3 to Paul Hudson. 3 goals to Tony Hall, 3 goals to Gary Ayres. Tremendous number of options up on the forward line. A good pass there from Madigan to Hudson in the forward pocket. Not an easy shot at goal from there with the breeze as it is today, but he made the most of his chance.
115 plays 76. Back in the middle once more. Platten working hard in the centre, but he can't take it. Neither can Anderson. Ayres sweeps a high handball down towards half forward. Platten still going. Tackles line. Not before he gets it to Dyson. Goes back towards half forward. Bennett tried to tap it wide, but it went straight to Andy Collins, who's got a number of options in the middle. Jenke takes it from Ben Allen. Platten's running the flank. Gets a cruel bounce. They're still going, though. This is 50. A little chip pass is a beauty. Brereton to have a shot. He wastes no time. Goes into the square. He's got a player there. Tony Hall is going to kick his fifth.
Oh, I thought he could have just turned around and popped that one through, Tony Hall.
Thought about it.
He's prolonging the agony for Melbourne.
In fact, it'll be his fourth. It is. So the Hawks steaming home. 18-13 players 11-10. Tony Hall perhaps saying to Rod, let's have a look at the scoreboard.
Right on top now again, Hawthorn. Dermot Brereton quick to spot the player in the square. That's Tony Hall, and loose checking there from Rodney Grinter. Tony Hall's kicked 2 goals in this final term. Grinter wants to get a lot closer when the ball's in play.
Tony Hall sort of point to the scoreboard. Well, at the centre, there's Lawrence. Ayres. Todd Viney, line to the half-forward line, or good mark. It's taken by Glenn Lovett. Melbourne have battled hard in the second half, but they've been playing that catch-up football. It's very difficult to do. There's Jakovic. Langford and Djakovic have had a great battle. Oh, Langford handball straight to Steins. It could be holding the ball. No. Lawrence. Oh, Whitman dropped it from Lovett. The kick in towards Tuck. Tuck thumps it away. He's got backup support down there by Langford. And Langford taps it through 4A behind the Melbourne. As the time clock ticks down to 36 seconds, Hawthorn had this game well and truly won.
So there's going to be real pressure now on Melbourne's finals hopes. Prior to today, a game out of the 6th. Hawthorn were just above them. This is going to make things even tougher. Johnston to centre wing. And a good mark to Tony Hall, who's had a very fine quarter. Pritchard now. Away they steam. Paul Deer back to Pritchard, almost claimed by Dyson. But he gets his kick to full forward and the mark taken by Jarman. This will be the last kick of the match. Siren has sounded, so Jarman.
Yeah, he's been terrific today, Jarman. Look all that convincing, that mark, maybe a bit fortunate in the end.
Probably fitting that the best man on the ground has the final kick of the day and has gone. So Jarman gets his first. The two South Australians embrace. Final scoreline here at VFL Park shows Hawthorn 19-13, 127. Easy victors over a disappointing Melbourne. 11-11, 77. Bit of disappointment for Gary Lyon. The Melbourne skipper, Rod Grinter, who had his colours lowered by Tony Hall. Jim Steins, his 100th game today. But I'm afraid there won't be too much celebrating tonight. Darren Pritchard, another fine performance. And a good performance by Jarman. Ayres started up forward, kicked a couple of goals. Hawthorn on the day, just too good. Repeating the final score, 19-13.